If you're over 55, you've probably wasted thousands of dollars on clothes that don't fit, fall apart in weeks, or make you feel invisible. I spent months testing 20 brands to find out which ones respect mature women, and which ones are scamming you with cheap fabrics and broken promises. By the end of this video, you'll never waste money on the wrong brands again. Let's start with the worst offenders. 20, Forever, 21. The name alone should be a warning. Forever 21 might sound fun and carefree, but for women over 55, walking into one of these stores feels less like shopping and more like a reminder that you are not the target audience. The music blares, the racks overflow with chaos, and everything screams teenage trends, not timeless quality. It is not about avoiding youthful style. It is about refusing to waste money on clothes that do not fit and will not last. Forever 21 cuts everything for straight junior body types with no consideration for curves, fuller busts, or waist definition. Their large fits like a junior medium. The quality disaster is immediate. Seams unravel after one wash, fabric pills instantly, and synthetic materials do not breathe. You will spend your day uncomfortable and overheated. For $20 to $40 per piece, you would expect basic construction. Instead, you are buying future donations to Goodwill. Forever 21 produces over 500 new styles every single week. That is not fashion, that is planned obsolescence. 19. Fashion Nova. Fashion Nova exploded on Instagram, with celebrities showing off curve-hugging outfits that promise to make every woman look like a star. But what looks good in a filtered photo with perfect lighting rarely translates to real life, especially if you are over 55. This is not a brand designed for real bodies. It is designed for social media. Fashion Nova built its empire on ultra-tight styles that show every single line, curve, and imperfection. Nothing is forgiving. The fabrics are cheap polyester that does not breathe, which means you will spend your day sweating and tugging at seams never meant to stretch beyond one wear. The sizing is wildly inconsistent. What they call a large might fit like a medium. The final insult: returns are a nightmare. Slow processing, restocking fees, and non-refundable shipping costs mean that even when the clothes do not fit, you are still paying for the mistake. If a brand only looks good with filters and ring lights, it is not worth your money. Pause for a second. Have you ordered from Fashion Nova? Go look in your closet right now. I bet those pieces either don't fit or you've never worn them. Comment below and tell me I'm wrong. 18. Shane. Here's a number that should terrify you. The average Shane item is worn 7 times before ending up in a landfill. 7 times. Most pieces don't even make it 2 weeks. Shane has become the biggest name in fast fashion, flooding your social media with ads for $8 dresses and $5 tops. But when something costs less than your morning coffee, you have to ask, what is the real price? The answer is quality so poor it barely qualifies as clothing. Shein's fabric is paper thin, rips easily, smells chemicals straight out of the package, and the colors fade after one wash. The sizing nightmare compounds the issue. Shein uses Asian sizing without clear conversion charts, which means most items run 2 to 3 sizes smaller than expected. Nothing is proportioned for the average American body, let alone a mature woman with curves. And returns. You ship items back to China at your own expense, and refunds take months. What arrives looks nothing like the heavily edited photos. Cheap is not a bargain when you are buying future trash, but these 3 aren't even close to the worst. Wait until you see what Express is charging for clothes that fall apart after 1 week. And the #1 brand to avoid? It used to be our sanctuary. Stay with me. 17. Zara. Zara built its reputation on bringing high-fashion runway looks to everyday shoppers at accessible prices. It convinced millions they could have European style without European price tags. But for women over 55, those chic designs often miss the mark entirely. Zara uses European sizing, which runs small and narrow. Everything is designed for tall, slim frames. The cuts are often boxy, with no definition that flatters a mature silhouette. You are paying $60 to $80 for a blouse or blazer, but the fabric still feels synthetic and cheap. Polyester dominates. The sizing inconsistency seals the deal. A size 10 in one style fits like an 8 in another, making online shopping a gamble. Returns must be done in-store with all tags attached, and the window is tight. Paying premium prices for polyester that goes out of style in 6 weeks is not sophistication. It is a trap. 16. H&M. H&M has been a staple of affordable fashion for decades, promising style without the sticker shock. But affordable does not mean worth it when quality barely survives a single season. What happens when you buy from H&M tells the whole story. Clothes shrink after the first wash, stretch out after the second, and start pilling by the third. Colors fade dramatically. Seams unravel, hems come undone, and buttons fall off. H&M designs for younger bodies with no consideration for mature proportions. Heavy reliance on polyester and cheap blends that do not breathe, feel clammy, and wrinkle instantly. The real issue emerges when you do the math. Buying 3 $20 tops that last 3 months costs far more than one $60 top that lasts for years. When you replace something every season, you are not saving money, you are hemorrhaging it. Here's a test. Find your oldest H&M piece. How does it look? Now find your oldest Land's End or LL Bean piece. The difference is night and day, isn't it? 15. Charlotte Russe. Charlotte Russe has been targeting young women for decades, and if you are over 55 wandering into their stores, you will quickly realize this brand has no interest in growing up with you. Everything from the displays to the music screams that you are not the intended customer. Charlotte Russe is a masterclass in flimsy construction. Loose threads hang from seams before you even try something on. Zippers break after a few uses. The hardware looks tarnished straight off the rack. For $30 to $50 per item, you would expect basic durability, but what you get is clothing that barely makes it through a season. Junior sizing means everything is cut for petite proportions, with no room for curves. Their large or extra large is actually a standard medium. And the styles? Crop tops, distressed denim, bodycon dresses meant for nightclubs. Nothing sophisticated, nothing timeless. Coming up, 2 brands you probably have in your closet right now that have quietly destroyed their quality while raising prices. One of them might surprise you. Don't click away. 14. Torrid. Torrid markets itself as the fashion destination for plus-size women, promising trendy styles in extended sizes. On paper, that sounds wonderful, but trendy does not always mean flattering, and for women over 55, this brand prioritizes youth over sophisticated elegance. Walk into a Torrid, and the marketing skews very young. The styles reflect that. Bold prints, loud colors, bodycon cuts, and statement pieces designed to turn heads, not create timeless wardrobes. Torrid designs for hourglass figures, which means if you carry weight differently, the fit will be unflattering. I tested this myself. I bought 3 Torrid pieces and 3 from J. Jill at similar prices. 6 months later, the J. Jill items looked brand new. The Torrid pieces. Pilled, faded, stretched beyond recognition. The premium price didn't deliver premium results. What bothers me most is the price versus quality equation. Torrid charges $50 to over $100 per item, specialty store pricing. Yet the quality does not match. Fabrics pill after a few wears. Seams stretch out. Prints fade. For a brand positioning itself as serving an underserved market, charging luxury prices for junior styles in bigger sizes feels less like empowerment and more like taking advantage. 13. Old Navy. Old Navy seems like it should be the safe choice for everyday basics. It is Gap's budget brand, positioned as affordable, family-friendly clothing. For years it felt reliable. But for women over 55, those basics have become anything but reliable. The quality has collapsed. What used to last for years now falls apart in months. Seams unravel. Hems come undone. Even simple t-shirts develop holes after just a few washes. Everything is polyester or the cheapest cotton blends. Within weeks, the material pills, loses shape, and feels rough. Remember Shane at 18? At least Shane is honest about being disposable. Old Navy tricks you into thinking you're buying quality basics, then delivers the same throwaway fashion at higher prices. The sizing disaster compounds the problem. Old Navy has embraced extreme vanity sizing to the point where sizes have become meaningless. The cuts are boxy with no waist definition. Even the colors betray you. Darker shades fade dramatically, and whites turn dingy gray. Spending $25 on a shirt that lasts 2 months is not frugal, it is wasteful. Old Navy used to be the dependable budget option. Now it is just cheap in every sense. 12. Express. Express built its name on work-appropriate clothing for professional women who needed polished blazers, crisp blouses, and tailored pants. For years, it was the go-to destination when you wanted to look put together without spending a fortune. But somewhere along the way, the brand lost its identity. Express kept raising prices while quality plummeted. You are now paying $80 to $150 per item, but the fabrics are cheap synthetics that do not breathe, wrinkle instantly, and feel flimsy. Blazers that should feel structured instead feel like costume pieces. Express designs for very tall, slim figures, which means if you are shorter or have curves, nothing fits properly. Blazers do not close correctly across the bust. Pants gap at the waist. The sizing is wildly inconsistent, making online shopping a gamble. Express cannot decide if it wants to be professional workwear or trendy fast fashion, so it ends up being neither. When a $120 blazer falls apart after 3 wears, you are buying expensive disappointment. Next is the brand that hurts the most, the one that used to understand us and has completely lost its way. You'll want to hear this. 11. Loft. Loft has always positioned itself as the friendly, approachable sister to Ann Taylor, the brand for professional women who want classic style without the premium price tag. It sounds perfect for women over 55. Polished basics, timeless pieces, and a reputation built on reliability. But here is the truth. Loft is the most disappointing brand on this list because it used to be exactly what we needed. And now it has completely abandoned us. The quality has collapsed while prices have climbed. A decade ago, you could buy a beautiful cotton cardigan that would last for years. Now everything is cheap polyester that does not breathe, pills after one wash, and feels synthetic. Seams unravel, buttons fall off. Even their basics arrive with loose threads and uneven hems. Yet they are charging $70 to $90 for these pieces, expecting you to pay premium prices for fast fashion quality. Loft constantly redesigns their cuts, which means nothing fits consistently. A medium one season becomes a small the next. Their petite line has been gutted, and the styles have shifted younger and trendier, abandoning the timeless sophistication that made the brand beloved. Loft should be our sanctuary. Instead, it has become just another place where we waste money on clothes that look good exactly once. If you're feeling betrayed by Loft right now, you're not alone. Drop a comment if this brand used to be your go-to. Let's commiserate together. Loft represents everything that is broken about fashion for mature women. But here is what most people do not know. While these brands were cutting corners and chasing younger customers, a small group of companies doubled down on quality. They invested in better fabrics. They hired fit specialists who understand mature bodies. They built customer loyalty by actually delivering on promises. These brands exist. I found 10 of them. Some are affordable everyday basics. Others are luxury investments. But every single one earns its place in your closet. Let me show you the brands that prove fashion for women over 55 does not have to be a compromise. Starting with number 10, Land's End. 10. Land's End. Land's End has been the catalogue staple for decades. It is not flashy, it is not trendy, and it will never make headlines at Fashion Week. But for women over 55 who want quality basics that actually last, Land's End is one of the few brands still delivering. What sets Land's End apart is the commitment to quality construction. These are clothes with natural fiber content, reinforced seams, and buttons that stay attached. When you buy a cardigan from Land's End, you are buying something that will survive years of regular wear, not months. According to customer surveys, the average Land's End cardigan lasts 8 years. 8 years. Compare that to Old Navy's 8 months. Land's End offers petite, tall, and plus options across most of their line, which means they design for real bodies. Their sizing is predictable and stable. The prices sit in that moderate range, usually $40 to $80 per piece. But the cost per wear is exceptional because these items genuinely last. Their customer service backs it up. Generous return policies, lifetime guarantees on select items, and responsive support. If you want a white button-down that will not turn see-through or a cardigan that will not pill, Land's End delivers exactly that. 9. LL Bean. LL Bean is the brand you probably think of for outdoor gear and duck boots. But their clothing line is one of the best-kept secrets for women over 55 who want quality, comfort, and classic American style. This is a Maine heritage brand that has been making clothes for over a century. LL Bean builds clothes to last. The fabrics are sturdy, the stitching is reinforced, and every detail shows genuine care. When you buy from LL Bean, you are investing in pieces that will serve you for years, softening and becoming more comfortable with each wear. The fit philosophy is refreshingly honest, relaxed and comfortable without clinging or constricting. Natural fibers dominate the collection. Cotton, linen, wool, fabrics that breathe beautifully and age gracefully. LL Bean offers petite, tall, and plus options across most styles, and their sizing is truthful. No vanity games, no confusing inconsistencies, and their famous guarantee backs it all up. Satisfaction guaranteed, no questions asked. Mid-range prices, typically $50 to $100, feel justified when pieces last a decade instead of a season. When a brand has been making quality clothing for over 100 years, they have earned your trust. 8. Talbots. Talbots has been the go-to for classic women's clothing since the 1950s. And unlike so many brands that have abandoned their core customers, Talbots has stayed true. For women over 55, Talbots remains one of the few places that actually designs with you in mind. What makes Talbots exceptional is that they unapologetically design for women 45 and older. The models in their catalogues reflect real customers. The marketing does not pretend you are 25, and the clothes acknowledge that mature bodies deserve designs that honor those differences. Talbots understands how to accommodate a fuller bust, create actual waist definition, and design for longer torsos. These are pieces created specifically for us. A viewer wrote to me, "I bought a Talbots blazer in 2015. I still wear it weekly. It looks as polished as the day I bought it." That's what quality means. The fabrics are a thoughtful mix of natural fibers and quality synthetics that drape beautifully. You will find real cotton, lovely linens, and blends that actually breathe. The sizing range is exceptional. Petite, regular, plus and tall options across most of their collection. And the style approach hits that perfect balance, classic silhouettes with subtle modern touches. Nothing feels dated, but nothing chases fleeting trends. Yes, prices run higher, typically $80 to $200, but the quality and longevity make that investment worthwhile. Talbots is not trying to make you look 25. It is helping you look polished and confident at any age. 7. Chico's. Chico's is not subtle about who they are serving, and that clarity is refreshing. Walk into any Chico's store, and you will immediately see they design exclusively for women over 40. What makes Chico's exceptional is that every single piece is designed for mature bodies from the ground up. These are garments created specifically to flatter women with curves, fuller busts, and proportions that have changed over the decades. The fabric quality sets them apart. Chico's focuses on comfortable, wrinkle-resistant materials that travel beautifully and maintain their shape through countless wears. You will not find flimsy synthetics. Instead, the fabrics drape well, breathe comfortably, and hold up to real life. About that sizing system, Chico's uses 0, 1, 2, and 3 instead of small, medium, large, and extra large. It takes a moment to adjust, but once you know your number, the consistency is remarkable. The style philosophy leans artistic and colorful, with distinctive pieces that feel confident and individual. Prices run premium, typically $80 to $150, but frequent sales bring costs down, and the quality justifies the investment. Chico's proves that designing specifically for mature women is not limiting. It is liberating. 6. Nordstrom. Nordstrom is not just a department store. It is one of the last places where you can find quality clothing paired with exceptional service. And while Nordstrom carries designer labels with premium price tags, their house brands, especially Halogen and Caslon, offer designer quality pieces at accessible prices. What makes Nordstrom's house brands exceptional is the level of quality control that comes from a retailer with a reputation to protect. The fabrics are better, the construction is sturdier, and the finishing details actually matter. This is the opposite of H&M at 16, where quality control seems non-existent. Nordstrom's house brands prove that when a retailer protects its reputation, everyone wins. The fit philosophy is impressively inclusive. Many styles run from size 00 to 24, with petite and plus options available. But what truly sets Nordstrom apart is the legendary customer service. Their return policy is effortless. They offer free alterations on full-price items, and personal shoppers are available. When a store invests in helping you find the right fit and makes returns painless, they earn loyalty. For $60 to $120, you are getting quality that rivals brands charging twice as much. 5. J. Jill. J. Jill is one of those brands that quietly does everything right. They do not chase trends, they do not use teenage models, and they do not pretend women over 55 want to dress like they are heading to a nightclub. Instead, they make beautiful, comfortable clothing that actually fits, with such understated elegance that you almost forget how rare that has become. This is a women's specialty brand that designs specifically for women 45 and older. The fabric excellence is immediately noticeable. J. Jill prioritizes natural fibers, linen that softens with every wash, cotton that breathes beautifully, tencel that drapes like silk, and soft knits that feel luxurious. Where this brand excels is the fit mastery. J. Jill understands the proportions of mature bodies. Nothing pulls awkwardly across the bust, nothing gaps at the waist, nothing clings in unflattering ways. Their elastic waistbands do not look like elastic. Their stretchy fabrics hold their shape beautifully, and the overall effect is clothing that feels effortless while looking polished. Sizing is inclusive, petite, regular, and plus options across most styles. The style philosophy captures what so many of us want: relaxed elegance. These are pieces that look pulled together without trying, sophisticated without being stuffy. Prices run $60 to $150, but the quality and wearability make every piece worth the investment. J. Jill proves you do not have to sacrifice style for comfort or comfort for quality. I want to hear from you. Which brand from the good list surprised you? Which one are you trying next? Tell me in the comments. 4. Eileen Fisher. Eileen Fisher is a brand that inspires devotion. Women who discover it rarely shop anywhere else, and for good reason. This is clothing designed with intention, built to last decades, and created for women who value quality over quantity. The design approach is refreshingly simple. Clean silhouettes, a neutral palette of blacks, greys, and earth tones, and pieces that work together effortlessly. This is the capsule wardrobe concept perfected. You are building a complete wardrobe where everything flows beautifully together, season after season, year after year. The fabric superiority is extraordinary. Eileen Fisher uses exceptional natural materials: organic cotton that softens with age, linen that becomes more beautiful with every wear, silk that drapes like liquid, and fine merino wool that feels impossibly soft. Fit inclusiveness is thoughtful. Petite, regular, and plus sizes are available, and the designs flatter real women's bodies. Yes, prices are premium, ranging from $150 to over $400 per piece. But when one Eileen Fisher piece lasts 20 years and replaces 5 cheaper items that fall apart, the economics actually make sense. These are clothes designed to age beautifully, to be worn and loved, and to become more comfortable over time. Eileen Fisher is not cheap, but when quality endures, it becomes economical. 3. Everlane. Everlane disrupted fashion with radical transparency, showing you exactly what their clothes cost to make and what you are actually paying for. For women over 55 tired of markup games and mystery fabrics, this honest approach feels genuinely refreshing. Most brands hide behind vague terms like premium quality. Everlane does the opposite. They show you the true cost breakdown: materials, labor, transportation, and their markup. No smoke and mirrors. What sets Everlane apart is their obsessive focus on perfecting the basics. They concentrate on creating the ideal white tee, the perfect cashmere sweater, the blazer that works for everything. And they source exceptional materials: Italian leather, Mongolian cashmere, Japanese denim. These are premium fabrics typically reserved for luxury brands, yet Everlane makes them accessible by cutting out traditional retail markups. The fit philosophy is modern and clean, with lines that work for multiple body types. Their sizing runs true, which means online shopping becomes predictable. And they have recently expanded to size 3 extra large, showing genuine commitment to inclusivity. Prices sit in that mid-range sweet spot, typically $50 to $200. But you are paying for actual quality, not brand inflation. The designs are minimal and timeless, pieces that never go out of style. When a brand respects you enough to show exactly what you are paying for, that is a brand worth supporting. 2. COS. COS is H&M Group's elevated brand, but do not let that connection fool you. This is minimalist European design executed with genuine precision. Quality fabrics, impeccable tailoring, and sophisticated style that never demands attention, but always commands respect. COS stands for Collection of Style, and they have earned that name through commitment to excellence. The design philosophy is refreshingly intellectual. Clean lines, innovative cuts, and architectural details that feel like art you can wear. Every piece shows attention to detail that rivals luxury brands charging twice as much. What separates COS from nearly every other contemporary brand is the fabric quality. Natural fibers dominate: cottons that breathe, linens that soften with age, wools that hold structure beautifully. These structured fabrics maintain their shape through countless wears. The fit philosophy embraces European sizing, but COS is far more forgiving than brands like Zara. The modern silhouettes flatter mature figures without clinging or constricting. Prices range from $80 to $250, positioning COS firmly in the mid-range. Yet the quality rivals designers charging double or triple that amount. The style itself is timeless, intellectual, minimalist, perfect for women who value understated elegance. These pieces work together effortlessly across seasons, building a sophisticated wardrobe for real life. 1. Lafayette. 148 New York. Lafayette. 148 New York is not just a clothing brand, it is a philosophy about what women over 55 deserve: impeccable quality, sophisticated design, luxurious fabrics, and fit that actually honors real women's bodies. This is the gold standard. Lafayette 1. 48 explicitly designs for women over 40, and every decision reflects that commitment. The fit process is extensive and thoughtful, accommodating bodies at every stage of life. The fabric mastery is extraordinary. They source the world's finest materials, Italian wools that drape like dreams, French linens that become more beautiful with age, Japanese silks that feel impossibly luxurious. These are carefully chosen textiles that represent the pinnacle of quality. The obsession with detail sets them apart. Every buttonhole is perfectly finished. Every zipper glides smoothly. Every lining is carefully selected. Every seam is reinforced beautifully. The style is timeless luxury, elegant, sophisticated pieces that transcend trends and remain relevant for decades. These are wardrobe staples that become heirlooms. Size inclusivity includes petite and plus options, serving all body types with equal care. Yes, prices range from $300 to over $800 per piece. Yes, $300 feels steep compared to Loft's $70 cardigan at $11. But that Loft cardigan pills after 3 wears. This Lafayette piece will outlive you. The math is not even close. The cost per wear over years, even decades, makes these investments rather than expenses. Lafayette 1. 48 represents everything clothing for mature women should be: quality, respect, sophistication, and enduring beauty. There you have it. The 10 brands to avoid and the 10 brands that actually earn your money. If this video just saved you from wasting hundreds of dollars on clothes that don't respect you, do me a favor. Hit that like button so more women can find this information. And subscribe, because next week I'm exposing the skincare brands that are worth your money versus the ones preying on mature women with empty promises. Drop a comment and tell me which brand from today's list surprised you most. I read every single one. Until next time, shop smart, demand quality, and never settle for less than you deserve.